have adrenal fatigue? Do you just feel like when you sit down, you want to do nothing but close the shades to your eyes? That might be adrenal fatigue. You feel moody or tired, even when you get good sleep. Could be adrenal fatigue. So we're going to pound into this today, and we're going to figure out what adrenal fatigue is and how it can help you. But remember, this is a series on adrenal fatigue, and we're going to grab every aspect of adrenal fatigue to help you feel better. We're going to explain what it is, if you have it, and you probably do if you're like every other American, and what you can do about it to help. And like always, at the bottom of the video, in the comments, we got a link to our adrenal protocol, which is if you're ready to do something about those adrenal glands now, click on that, get the free information, get the products you need to help you get going. All right, now let's go. So adrenal fatigue isn't a disease. Nobody is born with adrenal fatigue. They start to not produce the hormones and chemicals that they need to. So it's your stress management system that is not working like it should. And this can come from physical stress, emotional stress, or we're going to talk about dietary stress. So as these adrenal glands become depleted, all kinds of things can happen. You can experience more stress, but you can even move into digestive upset, anxiety, depression, and fatigue. So adrenal fatigue is really more of a common thing than a lot of people understand. And it is often misdiagnosed as something else, a thyroid issue, or maybe adrenal issues affecting your thyroid in a way that you think it's all thyroid. Maybe there's multiple problems there. We're going to unpack that. Okay, I want to go over some of the symptoms that are very specific so you can pinpoint if you feel like you're experiencing some or all of these. First thing is we may experience fatigue even though we slept well at night. This doesn't always indicate adrenal fatigue if we wake up and we're tired. Somebody may have blood sugar problems, but oftentimes blood sugar problems are accompanied by adrenal fatigue. And so if you're type 2 or insulin resistant and you have adrenal fatigue, all of those are going to be worse. So let's grab those real quick. Brain fog. Brain fog, it can be a symptom of adrenal fatigue, especially when you're talking to somebody or you have a task and the task you normally feel like you could accomplish and then remember to do something else in a minute is now harder to do. Somebody says, hey, when you're done with that, can you do this? And then you get done with your task and you're like, what was that thing I was supposed to do? That would be an indicator of brain fog with that short-term memory. Low motivation, just can't get up and put one foot in front of the other. Sometimes people will describe that fatigue. That's probably a bigger package. You sit down and your eyes just want to close. If you stand up and you're doing things, you're fine, but that's one of those symptoms. One of the things that this is why we want to address this, is chronic low testosterone, believe it or not, is as a majority dramatically affected by excess levels of cortisol. What does that mean? Excess levels of stress hormone. So if you're not breaking down your stress hormone properly and you have adrenal fatigue, then you're creating extra stress hormone. Your body's not breaking it down. And now your testosterone and libido begin to diminish. So stress. That's why they say you need to stress less. You can tell your doctor, like, how do I stress less? That's one of the keys that you may know you have adrenal fatigue. Is you go sit down, you got 10 minutes to yourself, and you're like, I got nothing to do but relax. And you just feel the stress pushing down on you. And then feeling really edgy. You're reading a book, your kids come up to you, say, hey, Dad, hey, Mom, I need some help with this. And you're like, I got to finish this. Don't let me break from this task. That is a contributing factor from stress hormone and adrenal fatigue. Take a look at your life, see if you feel like you're experiencing any of those right now, because you probably are. All right, so the physical symptoms that you're going to feel from adrenal fatigue is weakness. Nothing hurts, nothing aches, but you want to go move something and just, man, I don't got it in me today. That could be an indicator of adrenal fatigue. Low libido for men or women. How about the donut? And when I say that, it's the donut around your center, because adrenal fatigue causes that cortisol belly, feeling stressed, all those cognitive symptoms that I mentioned, and you just can't get the weight to come off your center. That's a symptom. Feeling dizzy. This is one of the things that people don't contribute a lot to adrenal fatigue. They contribute it to low blood sugar. But there's a real high probability that if you're walking around normally and you just feel dizzy all of a sudden, probably adrenal fatigue. If you crave salt and sugar, especially together, that means you probably have adrenal fatigue. So those are some physical symptoms that you can have, along with both the salt and sugar. That comes in with a heavier symptom of dizziness. So like when you are going to stand up, that can be a symptom of low B vitamins or adrenal fatigue or low blood sugars. But really, low B vitamins and adrenal fatigue go hand in hand. Usually you have one, you have the other, and it just affects the way that your heart rate jumps up and how you release blood sugars when you need to get up and get moving quickly. So physical symptoms. It might be like you say, your get up and go went right out the door without you. Why do these symptoms get overlooked sometimes, or why do they get misdiagnosed? One of the big things is if somebody gets diagnosed as insulin resistant or like type 2 diabetes, all of the blame goes right over there. Maybe if somebody has a high stress job, they just go, it's just your job, go get a different job. Weight gain, everybody thinks that's your thyroid and adrenal gland. They're buddies and they like to work together. And so we put all the blame on the thyroid when we should really be considering the adrenal glands. And that's usually why they get overlooked. The good news is there's a way that's safe and easy to start in your body to get rid of adrenal fatigue. One of the biggest things is we want to feel strong. We want to feel like we can get out and do and live life. When you have adrenal fatigue, you just don't give a hoot. And so in the next video, I'm going to explain exactly what adrenal support is and what it looks like, why it is the key to finally becoming yourself again. Adrenal support is not about a quick fix. It is not about just popping a stimulus. It's not about taking a good old, let's say, Energy X drink and just like pumping up the caffeine and going for it. The supplementation is not an easy fix in the sense where we're not just purchasing a energy drink and putting 5 of them in the truck, and then when we're feeling a little bit low, just take it and go. It is a much different approach. It's something that is healing and supports the whole body, because an energy drink will never get rid of all of the symptoms of adrenal fatigue. Even if it gets rid of a lot of them temporarily, it is not a solution. But the good news is there is a way to fix that. So check out our next video in the series. Adrenal fatigue is a horrible thing because it just makes everything 10 times worse.